Hello, everybody. Welcome to Society Scoop. I'm Kavita, and I need to be upfront with all of you that today's episode is one that I think is going to stay with you for a long time. I'm not going to oversell it. I'm just going to let our guest speak. Because honestly, her story does more than I ever could with an intro. But let me just give it a try. She grew up with very little. She survived nights in the car, a painful divorce, working three jobs just to keep the lights on, eating white rice and eggs for 6 months. And today, she is a clinical research associate, a PhD candidate, and the founder of Baseline, Malaysia's first AI hormone health platform for women. She said she refused to accept that her start would be her final destination. And I truly believe her. Please welcome Karen to this episode, everyone.
Hello, Kavita.
All right, Karen. So I've read a little about your journey and I generally don't know where to start. So let me ask you this. Who was young Karen and what did life look like growing up?
Growing up, well, I grew up in a flat. My parents were very normal people. My dad left Mentakap to come down to KL to start a living, and my parents got married, and the rest was history. So I grew up in Loki flats. That was
Okay.
where I was, and then we moved to Kampong Pandan.
Mm.
So I lived in a plywood house. I remember as a kid, rats used to be running around, but it
Okay.
was one of the most peaceful life. My mom used to say. She said lots of happiness when money was scarce.
Mm.
And then later on, we moved to Taman Melawati, where I
Mm.
currently reside. Um, and then my dad's business sort of like boomed. Uh,
Okay.
uh, but it was not all beautiful. Uh,
Mm.
my parents had their fair share of ups and downs, a lot of
Mm.
downs. Was just a good probably 9 years I've seen them together, and
Mm.
and when I was 12, my parents separated, so my dad walked out of this. Uh,
Right.
yeah, so growing up, mix of both, but I can remember more of the sad parts.
So, how did that shape into the kind of choices you made in your life and kind of person that you wanted to be? So, how did that help you to shape for yourself, or did you like develop your own mindset, or you had like a shift to decide the kind of person that you wanted to be? How did you came to that point?
You know, money was always the problem.
Hmm.
I used to see my mom struggling just so that we can have access to education.
Hmm.
After I finished my UPSR, then uh, I told myself that I can't, I don't have a support system that's going to guide me. I
Hmm.
had to play the dual role. I had to be the eldest daughter. I had
Hmm.
to be the daughter without a father. And,
Hmm.
and also, have to be the pillar of the family. And
Family,
both of
yeah.
us were girls, yeah. So I knew that the only thing that was going to help me come out of this was having access to education. Die, I need to study.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't, I wouldn't say I was a brilliant student. I was not a straight A student. I always missed one or two A's in the straight A's.
Hmm.
But then again, as a brown skinned girl,
Hmm.
competition was always something that I had to work throughout.
Yeah.
You're competing with people with 10 A's. And you are just a small, you can really somewhere. So, and my mom used to tell me, yeah, as I was growing up, because I was so ambitious, I wanted to do medicine. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she told me, she said, we don't have that kind of money. So,
Yeah.
we shouldn't aim so high. So half my
Hmm.
life I've lived with that thought that just because I come from a very humble background, I shouldn't dream big things. But there
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
little voice in me that told me that this shouldn't be my narration altogether.
Hmm.
I have the power to change the course of my life. You
Hmm.
know. So I was very conscious about everything that I did. And I'm a severe overthinker.
Right.
I'm always thinking about the backup because I don't have the security. There's no financial net backing me up. So if this one doesn't work out, I need to have backup already. There must be a plan
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So I said, nah, I don't have good examples to live by. Let me be that example. If there's one person that's going to look at life differently, let me be that person. Because I didn't
Mm.
have that example. I had examples that I don't want to carry into the next generation if I've ever been blessed. I mean, will be blessed with my own family in the future, but I want to break that cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coming from a single parent family does not mean that we all will end up getting pregnant and running away.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so that was the fire that actually kept me going all this while.
Mm.
I still have a lot to achieve, but I knew for a fact that I can't just settle for anything less.
Wow. Look at you, Karen. Reading your story, I would say that you have achieved quite a lot in life and the kind of rigor that you had to go through. And also, because coming from a family that did not teach you the kind of family that you want to be, because some people, they learn the kind of parents that they want to be by seeing their own parents. But there are also certain people, they learn how to not to be the kind of parents by seeing their parents. So when you fall into the second category and you forming that thought on your own, I would say that is very brave of you, that courage that you have. And also, no matter how tough it was for you, and you still went on. So the in your family, it's you and your younger sister, the two of you?
Yes.
Okay, so how was it like when both of you were going through it since during your younger days? How did your sister took it?
So, she's the baby of the family.
Hmm.
She was only 8, so we are 4 years apart.
Hmm.
Uh, I had to consciously tell myself that either one of us will
Yeah.
have the luxury of doing it a bit more better.
Hmm.
So when I say that, right, of course, if I wanted to text my mom and say that, Ma, you need to keep so and so amount of money, for
Yeah.
my education. But I
Hmm.
can't do that.
Hmm.
And I know there was another girl, there's a little
Hmm.
one that's coming up. So
Yeah.
I had to so-called take the longer shortcut, you know, and
Okay.
and me and my sister, we we have a love-hate relationship, I would say.
Hmm.
She's the more how to say, I'm very traditional, I think it's because of the exposure. I'm very disciplined. I
Okay.
don't break laws and all this kind of
Hmm.
scary scared, I would say. She's a
Hmm.
bit more of the daredevil.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
we have our ups and downs. We of course, we also have our common grounds. But
Hmm.
I left home very early. 19 years old, I left to study, and she
Hmm.
was at home all the time. So my mom had to, uh, you know, one girl is already out. Let me
Yeah.
give, the extra love TLC to this younger one.
Yeah.
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 Of course, sometimes I do feel it's a bit unfair, but and that always gets us into a lot of conflict. But I mean, truthfully, if I didn't make that move, right,
Hmm.
my mother would have had to struggle more.
Right.
Somebody had to
Right.
bear the load. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. And I truly resonate when you say when it comes to TLC, it's given to the younger sibling and not to the eldest one. Because I think it's like maybe it's the parents' mindset. Maybe the eldest one would be able to figure things out on their own. But then eventually, parents tend to forget that that eldest child is also a child and definitely need all the love and caring that they are pouring on to the younger ones as well. And often that's why, like, especially eldest daughters, they always carry this much of burden and the kind of struggle that they go through, and they become this um very resistant to so many things around them, and the kind of thoughts that they form has also shaped in a way because the way how the family has pushed through them. Karen, could you please share more about how you shared that you spend nights in the car with no functioning TV, with you were surviving on basics, and how did that shape you and what you believe was possible for yourself?
So, with all due respect, my father is late as we are talking now.
Okay.
Um, he was he he sort of like set the beam for me,
Hmm.
both good and the bad.
Okay.
Brilliant man,
Hmm.
very, very brilliant, brilliant. And the entrepreneurship part of me was because of him. I think that genes was already in us.
Yeah.
But everybody has got a black door, right?
Hmm.
My dad,
Hmm.
he has his habits, he drinks and things get very chaotic. So
Right.
we've spent nights in a car. So my mom never really looked or sought help from the family members. And interestingly, all her siblings are just staying around us. One is just
Hmm.
like 2 rows away, and
Right.
some of
Right.
them are just another face, another Taman. So we are like literally in the same neighborhood. But she is a very independent woman, and she believes that it's her cross to carry,
Hmm.
and so it will be her cross to carry all throughout. So she never
Right.
once like went to seek refuge or what. So you know where our refuge was? Her 26-year-old Veera that
Hmm.
she so dearly hangs on to till date.
Hmm.
Has 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 given up on her several times, but she never gave up on that car.
Right.
I understand why she's so attached to it, because that was literally our shelter
Hmm.
whenever my dad had his episode. So we don't have anywhere else to go. So we'll be in the car,
Yeah.
we'll be
Yeah.
in the car, and we'll wait till it's dawn,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
we'll come back quietly creeping into the house so that we can
Right.
fire up. So that was one, I can never forget that, Kavita. Like
Yeah.
something that I've made peace with, but it is still part of me, and that
Yeah.
is also the reason why I told myself that no matter what I do in this life, I need to make sure I I I take care of my mom. So, I don't have a choice. I just need to take care of my mom, and I want to do it the best way possible. And then fast forward years later when I thought, okay, I've sort of like settled and this is going to be my everlasting thing
Hmm.
till death do us apart. And then boom, life
Hmm.
hit me in the most unexpected way. So was I was going through the whole separation and finalization of the divorce. I needed a space to grieve because
Yeah.
you the least you can do is not make your mom see you going through the similar life she has gone through.
Okay. Hmm.
And it's not a deliberate choice, but yes, life happens, shit happens, and I'm right there in front of her eyes, and she's helpless. She can't do anything, and I'm also broken. So, how do I navigate this? So, I had to make a decision to leave. I just needed my space to grieve the whole situation, and it was not something that I did because I want to, but I needed it, and I know what was at stake because at that very point, I actually quit the government services,
Hmm.
and it was COVID time. So the most craziest thing I've done in my life, I would say, because my mom thought I was literally losing it. Like she was like, nobody leaves a permanent job with the government, and
Yeah.
you're here making this kind of decisions. But I knew I needed that. I knew I
Hmm.
needed that. So I sacrificed a job that was very, very stable in
Hmm.
order for me to pursue another career path because I knew if I stayed, I wouldn't be doing anything better.
Hmm.
And when I moved, so this apartment that I took costed me quite a bit. And I was only like, I settled for a intern position, which
Hmm.
was 75% pay cut.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
75% pay cut. And
Hmm.
what I was earning from the intern salary was just enough to pay rent.
Hmm. Hmm.
Thankfully, yes, the moratorium helped a bit. But again, I needed to eat. So there was a point in time I literally had no food. Like
Wow.
just surviving on black coffee.
Hmm.
I'm a coffee person, so coffee I need it lah. So coffee. And then giving vaccination in PWTC for 25 ringgit an hour. So I used to
Right.
max out, because at that point everybody was like lining up. Sometimes you
Yeah.
can't get slots, so you need to like pre-book. So I'll max it out 12 hours, 12 hours.
Hmm.
And then I used to go and do locum in a small clinic in Kapong area.
Hmm.
That was also for 25 ringgit an hour. So I'll
Hmm.
finish here and then I'll finish my 9 to 5, which was the intern position, and then
Yeah.
I go do local, and then Saturday, Sunday, I'm at the vaccination center giving vaccine.
Right.
So it was like that for a while until the same year. I got my first breakthrough. I was hired by a company,
Hmm.
and the rest is history. So I moved out finally because I couldn't,
Okay.
yeah, I couldn't take the burden. But that 1 year, although it was, crappy in terms of my emotional uh,
Hmm.
roller coaster,
Yeah.
I would say it was very pivotal for my own well-being. I was
Hmm.
very peaceful because I didn't have to hear noises. People were talking like, divorcee, like, and,
Hmm.
interestingly, I didn't have a church wedding. I just had
Okay.
my civil registration done. My church wedding
Okay.
never happened. And
Yeah.
there was so much of blame. I was blaming myself. I looked at myself like a second hand, that
Hmm.
nobody will ever want me. I still do carry that a lot with me, but I'm way, way off that. Like, if it happens, it
Right.
happens. But at that point, you're so vulnerable and you're like, why is this happening to me when I was so adamant that I should never repeat the cycle again? So I
Yeah.
felt like a
Hmm.
huge failure. But I channeled it towards education. So I went and signed up to do my master's. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's actually one way how you have pivoted yourself. So that means you are shifting your entire focus, and because picking up postgraduate studies is not easy, and you have to have a lot of focus, a lot of readings, and when you also your time will get fully occupied with that as well. So that's actually one way to pivot. But also, did you had a time to properly grieve, to actually attend to your emotional well-being? How did you able to handle that? Because seeing that you are the one who have been taking care of the family, so how did you took care of yourself, Karen?
So I think first things is to know that you're actually going through something. Because I think due to my upbringing, right,
Hmm.
I don't know how to express grief properly. I've
Hmm.
always been I don't put I you will know lah that I'm sad, but you won't know what kind of tsunami I'm going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so expressing it has always been a problem. So when it just bottles up and snowballs, and then one day it hits you, you
Mm.
just you just lash out. So I channel this anger. I started diligently hitting the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, it was something I found a lot of peace. I was happy. It was like literally just my own space. And
Hmm.
because I come from a very conservative, traditional background, so
Hmm.
attire was something that my mom was very strict about,
Mm,
you know.
mm, mm.
So I never saw myself using sports bra in the gym.
Gym.
But
Mm,
because I was away from my neighborhood, I was in a
mm.
totally new place.
Yeah.
Nobody knows me. So I was like, who's gonna talk? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started being a bit more expressive.
Okay.
I use whatever I want to use, whatever that makes me feel good. I'm not
Mm,
talking about wearing it skin down naked, no. But
mm,
yes, a sports attire that is meant for the gym. And
mm,
I used to make videos in Instagram.
mm.
Yeah, I just post it because I don't know. I think there was one way I appreciated myself. And I used to get people messaging me saying that, hey, you're very inspiring. Like, we also, I also want to work out and all. And then I
Yeah.
lost quite a bit of weight. Uh,
Mm,
and yes, that's one of it. And then, of course, it was never a linear journey. I
yeah.
have my good days. Sometimes I have one of the times that I just don't want to ever be feeling that way.
Mm.
I learned how to accept it.
Okay.
I cried out.
Hmm.
Whenever I feel like crying, I just cry. It take me sometime 1 day, sometime 2 day, but I'm the type of person, the third day I'm up and running. I'll be down about it. I will just sit down
Hmm.
and rot in that feeling.
Hmm.
Because if I dismiss it, right, I'm literally denying myself of that space.
Hmm.
Because I can't speak to my mom about it. I can't talk to my sister about it.
Hmm.
Talking to friends is not going to make any difference because,
Okay.
it's just another burden. I don't like to burden people. So, and what can they do anyways?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and God, I remember there were nights I used to hold the pillow.
Hmm.
And I would say, God, um, I'm not asking you to take this away from me.
Yeah.
Hold my hands.
Hmm.
Hold my hands and walk me through this.
Yeah.
Like begging, literally begging. So
Hmm.
I think it's very important for us to understand that we are going through something.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it's very important.
Yeah.
Running away from your own emotions is running away from yourself.
I, okay.
Yeah, and it's never a weakness to seek help. I did see a psychiatrist because
Hmm.
I was battling with sleep. And sleep
Hmm.
is so important for a human being.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I can't sleep. Whenever I sleep, I get nightmares,
Hmm.
nightmares of the past.
Yeah.
And I wasn't functioning at not even my best self. I wasn't even functioning as myself. So
Hmm.
yes, I had to see a psych. I talked it out. I needed to take some medication for a while.
Hmm.
In a world where people are so quick to judge, I
Yeah.
will I will never be shy about it, and I'll keep showing up, and I'll say that
Hmm.
we have broken bones. We go and see an orthopedic specialist to get our bones fixed.
Yeah.
A broken heart needs no mending from the outside, but from the inside.
Inside. Yeah.
Yeah. So normalize conversations like these. It doesn't mean that if you're down, you are going through a very depressive phase. It means you are
Hmm.
mentally incapable. Some people are highly performing. I was
Yeah.
highly performing. I was doing my master's degree,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I graduated with very good results. I got 3.69 at the NET.
Wow, look at that.
So it's not because I was
Distinction, girl.
lunatic. It was not that I was
Distinction.
lunatic. It was just that, yeah, this part of me, I'm down, I'm sad, but
Hmm.
um, I'm functioning. I'm mental
Hmm.
health. There's so many branches in it. So yeah, so this is how I actually navigated.
So let us go back to this year where in the year you have lost your father and the same year you graduated with your master's. So how did you hold grief and achievement at the same time? Because this one is like this emotion is at two different polarities. So share with us how did you go through that year?
So that was in 2023.
Hmm.
Um, it was just a normal year,
Hmm.
like any other year, new year, walking into the new year. And I I really didn't have a father figure at home, but I was very blessed because I have an uncle who is my mom's sister's husband, who is
Hmm.
like a father to me.
Hmm.
And he loves us girls a lot. He's always
Hmm.
calling and checking on us, and his enthusiasm and motivation, and he always calls to remind me. He tells me what. He says, "You are one very brave girl. Uncle
Hmm.
is here. Never ever fear. No need to be scared of anyone." He always reminds me that, and that sort of like gives me a lot of hope.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, he fell sick that year. Uh,
Hmm.
and he was no longer the uncle I used to know. And that hit me very differently. It
Right. Right.
was hilarious. He just became a totally different person. And
Hmm.
so it was Father's Day, 18 June was Father's Day.
Hmm.
7th June, this uncle of mine, Uncle Aru, he passed away.
Oh
Sunday
God.
morning, I received a call saying he passed away. So we all, we had to rush and attend to the needful because mother sister very close. The his sons and me and my sister we are very very close. Like since small,
Hmm.
literally grew up together. So while navigating this whole situation, uh, that morning I came back home. My mom was still in Kuala Baru and I was back home.
Hmm.
At 6:45, my sister rushes up and tells me that the policeman is downstairs.
Hmm.
To come down now. Something happened to Appa.
Hmm.
So I was, half sleeping, walked down. The policeman asked me,
Hmm.
Uday Kumar Subramaniam. Yes,
Hmm.
yeah. Said my father. Said, your
Hmm.
father is very critical in hospital, Kuala Lumpur,
Hmm.
the hospital now.
Hmm.
So, I am a hospital staff.
Yeah.
This kind of news means that he's no longer around.
Right.
They don't come and tell you this, like
Right.
physically.
Yeah.
So imagine your mom is waiting for your arrival because there's a wake and there's a funeral the same Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon,
Yeah.
and my dad is gone. Like
Mm.
the last I saw my dad was somewhere in 2021. Physically,
Mm.
I've seen my dad,
Mm.
and so many things were running through my head.
Mm. Mm.
So we had to go. I rushed to HKL, and my mom doesn't know all this. We went, we rushed. Got everything sorted. It was a whole drama in the hospital.
Yeah.
And then, told my colleague to hold on to it while we go and get all of this attended. And then
Mm.
I had to drive back all the way to Kuala Lumpur and break the news to my mom. And that breaking of the news costed me my life. I was dead for that 1 second.
Mm.
Because the first thing that came out from my mom's mouth was that I did not even see this man in his mom.
Mm.
You know?
Mm.
So after that, life has to go on, right? But
Yeah.
there were so many things that were like literally being shaken up, for some reason it just felt like there was a reason why my father had to go, and there was a reason why he had to go during this time, because a lot of masks were all falling off people's faces,
Mm.
and these are people who I literally thought were family.
Mm.
Literally they are my family, but I thought these were people who would stand up for us when something's
Yeah.
something wrong.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no. So there was a lot of chaos that actually caused us to exhume my dad's ash.
Mm.
So fast forward, it was November the same year,
Mm.
my graduation, something that I was looking forward to after
Mm.
all the hurdles. Um, but I wasn't as excited as I should be. I was
Yeah.
very numb. And there's also another reason to it, because same day I was about to go up there, collect my scroll,
Yeah.
my ex was walking down the aisle to get married.
Oh,
Yeah, so
right.
yeah, I found out through a friend that he was getting married on the same day. So, of course, I'm happy. I'm very proud of myself that
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'm going up. But I looked at God and I said, "Jokes on me, yeah."
Mm.
It's like jokes on me. My father is gone. Uncle Aru's no more.
Mm.
So many issues. There's no real peace in the family. And now, the very reason uh, I had to go through all these hardship, and you deny me of the same blessing. Why?
Yeah.
So, you know, I was happy, yes. I wasn't 100% there. I think it
Mm.
also kind of showed on my face, because my mom was keep on asking me like, you should be very proud of yourself and all. But yes, as I
Mm.
walked up through that, walked up on the stage to go and receive that scroll, I reminded myself that this is one piece of something that nobody can take away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Even
true.
if they want to, they can't.
Yeah.
So I I wished, I really wished, because I actually planned to reconnect with my dad that same year. Like
Mm.
I so wanted to call him and say, Papa, you said all kind of things, but you see, I finally made it. I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
graduate it, because he had a lot of respect and soft spot for people from the public youth. So that's the
Mm.
reason why I even went to pursue my studies in University Science Malaysia.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So it was not easy, but
Yeah.
somehow the grief was overpowering. It took
Mm.
me about 2 years to not walk out, I think, to finally even like point out what was it that I was actually feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know whether it was anger or grief, or, because I had to
Mm.
keep the fort together. My mother
Yeah.
was so broken. My sister was his pet.
Mm.
My father's pet. So when she was a very small girl, he used to take her around everywhere. So he's always Yusinta, Yusinta, Yusinta. So me, not so
Mm.
much. So that
Mm.
hit her a different way. So
Yeah.
everybody was going through their own phases, and somebody
Yeah.
has to keep the fort together. So I think I
Yeah.
took so much of that when something really good happened in front of me, right? I I do not feel happy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Wow, Karen, that look at you, look at how the things in your life that happened to you and shaped you to a point where you're pushed to a point that you can't be truly happy for the things that you should actually be happy. So, you have to make sure that everyone is all right, everyone is taken care of. All right. Tell us a bit more about Baseline, the Malaysia's first AI hormone health platform. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so, I my life, when I look at it, things that I had as an idea or somehow it crossed my mind, but somehow the limiting beliefs that no, we don't have that kind of money to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So ideas have always been there, but I never really worked on anything. But
Mm-hmm.
there was a point in my life I started asking myself, was I really in the right career path?
Right.
You know, I I question like, am I in the right path? Like, what am I doing in my life? Like, where is this headed to? You know, and then I was like, so last year was actually a very transformational year for me, both spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Uh,
Mm.
and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's do something. So I had an idea about because when I was 19, when I was in college, then as MA training,
Mm-hmm.
I used to see patients queuing up just to take their bloods,
Okay.
you know. And I used to tell my friend then college me, I was like, you see, don't you think it doesn't it's very silly that you let all these old people come fasted condition in the morning, take
Mm.
blood. After you take your blood, you go back home. And then 2, 3 weeks later, you come back again for another appointment just to review the results. And then the doctor will give you the medication and you go back. So, well, young people, you and I, we can do it. But imagine the old ones already come in the morning fasting. And then you have
Yeah.
to wait for hours. So I was telling him, I said, don't you think it's what do you think about, somebody actually does the work for you beforehand. So that means patient only come once. Somebody
Yeah.
go collect the plate, then patient only come once. And when you
Yeah.
come, doctor already have everything. All you need to do is just understand what's happening. And
Mm-hmm.
then, but in 2009, 2010, this
Mm-hmm.
idea was, if I would have gone and pitched it to anybody, they'd be like, I don't think you thinking it through.
Mm-hmm.
And so that idea was just an idea. And that was it. I never really thought about it. And then
Okay.
when I was growing up, my mom had a surgically induced menopause. 47 years old, she had a fibroid and she had to remove her womb.
Mm.
And gosh, I tell you, at that age, of course, I wasn't, exposed to anything medical. So we don't know why she was getting angry for no reason. And HRT was not something that was accessible to her. Hormone
Right.
replacement therapy was expensive. And again, the priority was to put food on the table.
Mm.
Send us to school. It's not about that. So she navigated the entire menopause journey
Mm.
without any hormonal replacement therapy. But it was crazy because it's changed her, it shaped her to become someone else, getting angry. And again, she did not come from a background where she had the support of a spouse,
Yeah.
you know? And then within a year, I lost my dad. I was diagnosed with PCOS. And
Mm.
PCOS wrecked my skin, which I'm still battling to fix. But yeah.
Mm.
And when I went to see the doctor just handed me contraceptive pills and that was
Mm.
it. A lot of women
Yeah.
take our health, especially our reproductive system, for granted.
Mm. Mm.
We think that not seeing our period for 1 month is a blessing.
Mm.
In reality, not seeing your period for 1 month means something is not right.
Correct.
Right? Your heart
Yeah.
can't stop beating 1 second and you are dying. You'll die.
Yeah.
So if you don't see your period for 1 month, maybe yes, probably you're stressed out. But if you
Mm.
don't see it regularly, your body is
Mm.
telling you that something is wrong. And
Yeah.
I get so frustrated when I see that they rely on social media is one thing. The second thing is that the lack of awareness has made people to just self-diagnose.
Mm.
We are looking for easy fixes. We are trusting all the TikTok sellers online without
Yeah.
really understanding whether these people are credible enough. Because this is
Yeah.
something you're putting inside your mouth,
Yeah.
going into your
Yeah.
stomach, it's going into your blood system.
Correct.
Is it safe?
Mm.
Just because it's cheap, it does not mean that it's safe. And that
Yeah.
doesn't mean if it's expensive, it's also safe. It's
Yeah.
your due diligence as a consumer to go and find out.
Yeah.
And I used to see whitening creams.
Mm. Mm.
They are buying supplement, but
Mm.
definitely something is wrong. And
Yeah.
then I see how developed nations like the US and the UK, they are so far ahead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then I pitched this idea, which was just an idea in my head. I did not have a pitch deck. I did not have any connections, nothing.
Mm.
Just idea. And
Okay.
I was accepted into a pre-accelerator program where
Mm.
I was, given some trainings, and we were actually um, uh, how do I say, yeah? So they gave us training. It was a program, 8-week program, and
Yeah.
I was shortlisted as a finalist. Imagine
Mm.
somebody who doesn't know anything about entrepreneurship.
Okay.
I don't know what a pitch deck is, Kavita. You
Okay.
know, so I had to like put up a pitch deck,
Yeah.
and I always told myself, I just need to be a finalist. I need to go there and pitch. That's it. I want people
Mm.
to know that there's somebody with this idea.
Mm.
And I made it till the finals. And I was, of course, placed among more credible, and they already generating revenue. So I knew coming that far was already big for me.
Yeah.
And the past 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
I have been working on it very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Again, I didn't have the funds to, go very, very aggressive into developing it, because my initial idea was to come up with the kits.
Yeah.
But I looked at it, I was like, okay, why are we going back to the same thing? It doesn't have to be money. You can
Mm.
do it from whatever you have.
Yeah.
So I thank God, I thank the universe for opening the paths for me, because
Mm-hmm.
I eventually, I had to do things, a lot of things outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I had to literally, talk to people, just be a bit, thick face, thick skin, and then ask them like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Something that
Yeah.
I would never do, Kavita. I have very
Mm.
severe fear of rejection. Like,
Okay.
I cannot. I never see myself doing sales, but here
Mm.
I am. Now
Yeah.
I'm coming up with something that will require sales. But yeah, so I connected with people, and I met my AI engineer, who is a
Mm.
blessing, I would say. So it's a young boy, fresh
Mm.
graduate, who was willing enough to work with me without fixing the rates first.
Right.
And it's very difficult to find somebody that will have the heart to tell you, it's okay. I know you are building this, but I can see where is this going to go. For a 23-year-old boy to tell me that
Mm.
gave me a lot of hope that I should not let go of this.
Yeah.
We worked on this, and today baseline exists. We are still very small, but the intention behind this is that I want more women to be more informed of their body.
Yeah.
The AI tool is free for anybody to use.
Okay.
um, it's basically a screening tool. It tells you
Mm.
that, based on this, your symptoms, which one of your hormones could be off, and what can you do about it. Because most often you
Right.
just go into the clinic, they just hand you one report, you look at
Yeah.
a bunch of numbers, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, what's this, right?
Yeah.
So we can have access to that information.
Mm.
Baseline is making that accessible to women, and we got our source code copyrighted actually. So
Mm.
it's something that we built, me and my AI engineer, we've built. So basically, we collect your bloods. You
Yeah.
don't have to step out of your house. We come to you,
Okay.
we collect your bloods, we analyze it, and then we churn out a report. We'll
Mm.
send it to you. You have a dashboard. You log in
Yeah.
into your dashboard. You get your results. You can chart your cycles. You can look at trends, and you will also get a consultation one-to-one with a practitioner of your choice. So most often, right, when we go and see a doctor, it's always rigid,
Yes.
fixed. You
Fix it.
only need to see a doctor. But I
Yeah.
understand not everybody is all about modern medicine. Some of us
Mm.
want to have the complementary part of it. Like I
Correct.
want a holistic approach. And I believe
Mm.
that they are both integrated. They are not
Mm.
opposite, nothing works more than the other. So we have choices for Ayurvedic, if you are
Mm-hmm.
into Ayurvedic.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you are struggling with diet, you need
Mm.
somebody to help you with the diet. We have a dietitian.
Mm.
If mental health is something that you're struggling with, especially people with infertility issues,
Mm.
navigating, trying to conceive journeys is very, very emotional. It can,
Yeah.
and you need that emotional support. So we have a counselor who has been actively working with the National Cancer Society, Malaysia.
Okay.
So she's now independently running her service, and we have a medical doctor too. So,
Mm.
and it's still the expertise is still being expanded. Uh,
Yeah.
it's a work in progress.
Mm.
Tomorrow I'm setting up my first booth. Like
Wow.
I don't know what I signed up for, Kavita. I was like,
Go for it. Go
yeah,
for it.
because it's like I don't have enough money. See, even to
Mm.
come this far, right? It's money
Yeah.
have that I've been using. And
Right.
I'm not generating any revenue till date. Whatever I'm doing
Right.
is completely free, you know.
Right.
So I
Right.
spend money on marketing and all, but the uptake has been quite, like that. But I'm
Mm.
fine. It's okay. At least something.
Mm.
So I told myself, let's just do it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, what am I going to lose?
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think I take a lot of pride being a
Yes.
brown skin girl. I am not
Yeah.
a medical doctor, but I'm halfway lah, I would say. A bit of
Okay.
it.
Yeah. You're a PhD
Females are known
candidate.
as the small doctors. If you go
Mm.
and ask your parents or grandparents, they know MS.
Mm.
I'm working towards becoming a doctor, not a medical doctor, but a PhD, a PhD,
Doctorate. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
doctorate in
Yeah.
public health from the School
Mm.
of Medicine. So I was very adamant about that. Say if I
Mm.
do it, it has to be from School of Medicine. It has to be in public health.
Yes. Yes.
So from where I started, I used
Yeah.
to teach people on wheelchairs,
Mm.
on the bed, on
Mm.
stretchers. I used to go and empty urine bags,
Yeah.
uh, you know, collect urinals.
Mm.
Today I can go out there and say that, oh, I'm Karen Michelle Uday Kumar. I'm the founder of Baseline. So
Look at
it's
you.
been a, it's been a lot, but in the same time, um, it's also been very fulfilling. I feel like somewhere along the way, my purpose is fulfilled, I guess. I don't know. But
Wow.
yeah.
Never stop, Karen. Never stop. You are actually giving back to the society in a way. And I also noticed one thing when you're sharing about this. I see how you glow differently when you talk about
You see,
it. So
you're not
it's
the first
really.
person telling me this. I get very happy talking about it more than talking about what I do for a living, which is literally
Hmm.
paying my bills.
I'm really wishing you all the best for the boot tomorrow. I think it'll go well. Just go for it. Having a platform. So this baseline, how can people download? Tell me more about it. Can they go to App Store?
Okay, so we are not that gampa yet. We haven't.
Okay.
We are
You
not.
will be. You will be.
Amen to
If it
that.
can.
So right now we are a web app, but everything is on the website. So
Okay.
www.baselinemind.com.
Okay.
Everything is there. So as soon as you hit the landing page, is the
Yeah.
AI link is there.
All
It's
right.
free for anybody to try. No harm trying because you actually gain something. And
Yeah.
we just upgraded our offering because previously it was just in English, and I understand language may be a limitation. So now it's bilingual in
Mm.
Malay and English, and we have integrated the complementary medicine section of it. So
Okay.
14 questions, you are done within 3 minutes, you are done. You just answer
Okay.
the questions, and then so you can book a consultation if you want us to come and take your bloods. And also, I understand what is it like to be a B40.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't afford a lot of things while growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, when you're in startup, revenue matters. So I cannot give everything free.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
to
It's
remove that hurdle of paying so and so amount at a lump
mm,
sum, we have partnered with Grab Pay Later.
good.
So you
Look at
can
that.
actually make 3 payments or 4 payments if it's too
Mm,
easy to pay at one go. So,
mm,
the intention is number one is for
yeah,
people to understand themselves better because hormones affect a lot of ourself, every
correct.
aspect of ourself. Your hair dropping, your
Yes.
weight gaining,
Yeah,
your getting angry. Even for married women,
yeah,
your hormones play a very vital role.
yeah.
So you need to really understand what's going on with you, you know.
True. Very
Mm.
true. Very true. Wow, Karen, I really appreciate you spending this few minutes, close to an hour with us.
Thank
Actually,
you.
I
I
have a
mean,
boot to set up.
no, no. I'm so glad that you actually gave me this chance to talk. A
Thank you.
lot of
Thank you
things
so much
was free
for
for
what.
me. So
Mm,
when I do something back for free, I'm just passing it forward. So
yeah,
when I know you're doing this totally FOC. Nothing is you're not paying, but you are opening up this space for a lot of us to share
yeah.
our stories, and I really wish your podcast more and more success.
Thank
And
you. Thank
I
you,
might
Karen.
invite you into mine because I also just started one. So it's called the Pen
Yay!
Line. I published one. It's not great as yours, okay? But yeah, I just tried.
Just say that. It's okay. You start somewhere. You'll get
Just
better.
5 minute episode, but yeah, slowly because I only have two hands. So
Yes, yes,
yeah, so
yes.
one day I'll invite you over. We can have a chat too.
Hey, definitely, Karen. Definitely. All right, we have come to the end of the episode for today. Karen, I don't even fully know how to close this one because I feel like anything I say is going to be inadequate. But I'm just gonna give a simple one here. So, based on what you have built, not just baseline, not just your career or the education you've chosen to get yourself into, the most important thing is you've built yourself, who you are today, where you came from to where you are. That is the story. You say you stand tall knowing where you came from. And I think that is the most powerful thing because not in spite of your background, but because of it. You've also shared with us in the Google form that you said being human means respecting another human, regardless of creed, religion, or status. That's God Himself for you. And I think that's all of us need to hear today, isn't it, Karen? So, Karen, thank you so much for coming forward and sharing with us your story. Truly.
Thank you so much, Kavita, for your time and this space once again. I'll be more than happy to reconnect. We'll, of course, connect outside of this recording.
Yes, yes, for sure. All right, everyone. I'll see you in the next episode of Society Scoop Podcast. Until then, keep going.